Okay.
Good morning. Really happy to be here. My name is Vangelis Kalloudis. I'm in the product management for the last 14 years in different roles and different companies along sectors, B2B, business to government, and also B2C now. Currently, I hold the position of the senior product manager at Kaizen Gaming, mainly responsible for the experience of our users when landing to our casino products.
Hello, I'm George Pagomenos. I'm a senior engineering manager with extensive experience on driving products to production, meaning that from the conception to actually deliver something working in production. Okay, a few things from me. I hold a bachelor and master in computer science, and currently I'm a technology manager at Kaizen, overseeing the gaming experience on casino, live casino, and virtual products from the engineering point of view. So, let's move forward. A few words about the Kaizen company. Kaizen currently is the fastest growing game tech company in the world. We focus on technology and people, and our goal is to provide the most trusted online gaming experience to our customers. Everything started back in 2012. In Greece, we operate under the brand of Stihima, Greece and Cyprus as well, and in the rest of the world under the brand of Betano. By saying the rest of the world, currently we have presence in 3 continents, Europe, Africa, and Americas, North and South as well. We are counting now 2,500, more than 2,500 employees. I would say that the number should be around 3,000 employees as we speak, and we keep expanding.
So for today, for the next minutes, we're going to discuss with you something that we feel very proud of it, and we will present you a use case as well, how we combine the product and the engineering strategy under a common roadmap that will allow us to improve the ROI in terms of product deliverables and also enhance the user experience. So it's something that starts briefly. Let me show you briefly on how we work. I think Michalis in the beginning of the session shared something about do not copy any framework that you see out there, but try to adapt, adjust based on the needs of the company. So briefly, what we did with George and also the design team, which is the third pillar of our team
Framework.
We adapted to the EPD framework. So what is the EPD? It consists of 3 pillars: engineering, product, and design. These pillars are the main ones that drive the whole product development process. We work closely, we discuss, we ideate, we try to solve the problems as one team. So this gives us a lot of benefits in terms of diverse perspectives on different user problems, on how to solve them. Allows us to create a common roadmap, a common strategy, a common vision. We share all this stuff. And something like this very, very important for us, innovation. So these kind of frameworks give us the ability to innovate. Ideas come from different people within the teams and from different levels. So high level, this is how we work in terms of the product development process. But the case was not that till recently.
Well, everything works in paper, everything works in theory until it's proven wrong. So currently we're gonna navigate through a use case, an actual story, and how this framework, the EPD framework, help us solve, we will see in the end of the presentation, our problems. The problem is that the findability problem. So let me share you with some data. In 2022, our casino offering amounted to about 5,000 unique games globally. Okay. Today, we are at 8,000 unique games, and we did an exercise, a projection exercise, that pretty much revealed to us that in few years from now, in 2026, our only casino offering will exceed actually the 12,000 games, unique games. So from the business perspective, that's a huge win. I mean, everybody's happy. But except for our customer, and let me build on that, we have the impression that we're going to cause a headache to our customers. And the hypothesis here is that the customer will take, if I was a customer and I land into a site or to app that has too many options for me, too many options in general, I will struggle to find the most relevant content for me. So the question here is how we improve the user experience and help users to find the most relevant to them games. So this was the hypothesis. And in order to validate our hypothesis, we jump into data.
So the first point, data. Hypothesis, user feedback. We knew from the users that were trying to find games, but it was very difficult for them, so data. What we did, we took a metric called time to game launch. This metric says the time that the user takes to find his preferable game from the time that he lands on our website. So this metric, we tried to move the needle, we tried to improve, we tried, but as you may see from a graph that no product manager likes to see, it's ups, downs, ups, downs, ups, downs. No clear sign that our work has been impacting the user experience or moving the needle in terms of the performance and the experience of our users. So this made us to take a step back. So we regrouped as a team. We sit down, we discussed, we started trying to find a solution. So we read a lot from different companies, how mature product companies, how they work, what they do, what is their best practices out there, and we tried to adapt. This is when the EPD case and framework of collaboration came up. So the EPD was grouped, and we sat down and we discussed on to have a clear target, all of us, which is defendability. We also use the framework of, some of you might know, the opportunity solution tree. So outcome, improve findability. Ideas on the table, introduce new features. Features on the likes of filters, search in our lobbies on how we are going to improve and find the games easier for our users. Other thing, performance. Why not decrease the time of the page load time also and improve the content that is served to, the time that the content takes to serve to our users? Are we going to save time there? Are we going to help them and find the content easier and then play more? And also personalization. At Kaizen, we have an in-house ML team, AI team, that we needed to work even closer with them, so get their capabilities and also the knowledge they have in order to help us on that direction. So new features, performance, personalization. These two were marked as the best choices. The areas that we will focus for our roadmap that will try and help the findability problem we had for our users, and how we did that.
So, as Vangelis said, we spent, on all you can imagine, many hours and many efforts on defining the problem, analyzing the problem, do workshops, think, plan, try, and be able to narrow down the issues on performance, enhance the performance of our platforms, and also invest on personalization. So in order to deliver these two projects to production, we need to have done the following. First of all, this was a very complicated project that runs in-house. So too many departments, too many teams, too many stakeholders. First of all, we need to ensure that each and every stakeholder understands the why, understands what we're trying to achieve here, and what actual problem of customers we're trying to solve here. Secondly, we need a clear, super clear definition of our North Star metric. And our North Star metric here is time to game launch. From the point that we have a customer on our side, when our customer opens the app, clock is ticking. And we need to minimize the time from the first launch of the user that the user is actually playing a game, a casino game on our site. And last but not least, as said, too many teams, too many stakeholders. All these teams have their own backlogs, have their own roadmaps. So, huge investment on time to internal align all these roadmaps so as to ensure that no unnecessary delays, no unnecessary back and forths will happen towards us. So.
The next thing, apart from the roadmap and the items and the features and the time plans and everything, very, very important, 3 items, ownership and responsibility. So we gave ownership and responsibility to our teams. The teams are responsible to deliver the ones that have been agreed in terms of items and features for improvements for our experience. Ownership. And then autonomy. Autonomy, safe space, allow them to bring ideas to the table, involve them, and ask their opinion. So a lot of great ideas, innovative ideas, came up from all the layers of the product development process. So freedom, autonomy. And the next thing, in every organization, escalations. How, where, who takes the decision? Clear escalation point, clear point of decision making. The APD consisting of the leaders of each function. So there, anything that needs to be decided, anything that needs to be resolved, was going there. And it was transparent in terms of who takes the decision and why we took the specific decision. Data, qualitative, quantitative, all in the same, coming into the product teams for decision making. So this was clear to all of us, that to all of the teams, and us, of course, as we agreed, that data will drive all the decisions. We are lucky enough to be able to have all the sources and tools that allows us to have this feedback, A/B testing, feedback loops, user feedback loops, and also all these coming in from 14 different countries. It's not easy. It's not easy to have this localized experience, and also not all users face the same problems across the regions where we are operating. All of this data need to push for the North Star metric and improve the North Star metric we agreed on. So clear targets.
As said previously, this was a huge project and still is a huge project that generated other sub-projects that fall under it. So this is just a sample of some sub-projects that fall under the common product and engineering program umbrella. So, unique user experience. We have a vast amount of content, but that's not enough. We need to have the best way of presenting this content to our customers, either statically or with the help of AI. In order to support this vast amount of content, at the one hand, and also invest on personalization and AI and ML, we need to perform a huge amount of a large-scale refactoring on systems, architecture, databases, and also to bulletproof our platforms in terms of scalability and performance. On the website, we need to optimize, we had optimized our core web vitals. These are some metrics that enhance the user perception regards the site's responsiveness. And also, another interesting project is that we have introduced a new middleware that we're now able of pushing content to our fronts, mobile web, in real time. So give to the end user the feature of liveness of our product, of our offering. Again, either by static ways or via the personalization and AI funnel. And Having said that, and after all these months of developing, analyzing, productizing stuff, let's see if we actually made a difference or not.
So in the previous slide, I showed you a graph that was not something that the product manager won't see, that the work of the teams are not performing well, are not moving the needle. This is not something that we liked. So the outcome. What happened? As soon as you see two lines, the first one is the one you saw in the beginning, the time to game launch, and below it's the personalization, the adoption of the personalized content that we offer to the users. What happened? As soon as we started delivering the roadmap for Q4 for the last year, we saw a huge shift on the trends of both metrics. Time to game launch highly significantly started decreasing. So great sign. The first sign that we saw was that users were finding their games faster. So they spent less time looking and more time playing with us, so impacting also clearly our revenues. The next thing, what was the reason for this to happen? Is it the hypothesis of the personalization and the recommendation and the work from the AI teams that we have in our company work? Yes, it did. So adoption rate of the personalized content, as soon as we presented it better to the users from the UX part, and also faster from the engineering improvements that we had in the roadmap, skyrocketed, and it moves even higher. There are other metrics that we also measure, CSAT of our users, the feedback that we receive from UX researchers, anything, positive signs. And as George said, we don't stop here. We continue in the same way. We retain the same framework. We optimize when we see flaws in the flows and also in the way of working, and we keep focusing on this way because it worked, and indeed, we increased the ROI and we enhanced the experience of our users through a common engineering and the product roadmap. And thank you all for your time. This is the last slide for us. Any questions?
We have time for a couple of questions. Let me get them.
Just wait, yeah.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. Definitely something that's really interesting. So what I wanted to ask is, how did you realize you have a findability problem in the first place?
In the first slide, we had the hypothesis of the time. So we asked ourselves how much time the users are taking in order to find the game. So knowing that monitoring the number from past results didn't change a lot, we started contacting a user research. So moderated user research with the users. And they were stating, I cannot find easily the games. I just need to find my games. The first thing that was coming out was that they tried to find their preferred games, or how to find it. It's not easy. There were also data that supported the thing about not only the time to game launch. We were seeing when you have a lobby, where you have a casino page, I'm not sure who is familiar with that, there are some categories, we say, within the lobby. So we're seeing some weird patterns. Categories at the bottom of the page were performing better than others at the top. So a lot of things are coming together and saying, it seems to be a problem. It seems to be a problem. We give it a try to improve it, but it didn't work. So these spikes and ups and downs you saw in the first slide, it was tries from UX-only perspective to improve it. So we saw that something was there. And we had the feedback from the users mainly.
Okay, thank you.
Let me add on this that on top of the metrics that we do on our lobby and, of course, all the surveys that we run through our customers, we saw also excessive use on the search.
Good point, indeed.
Which is also an indication that, okay, if the user needs to excessively use the search to find the most relevant for him, we need to do something about that.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Really, no.
We have the lights, we cannot see.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. I would like to ask you what's next. Okay, you managed to improve your findability. You have your metrics. You're satisfied. But you keep increasing the number of games that you give to your customers. Do you expect the findability to go progressive, to have bigger times again because you have increased 30% your games, or you have a way to keep it where you want?
Okay, so
For sure, no.
what we should do next? We shouldn't make the line go up again. So as soon as, even if you find the sweet spot on having the flat line where you see that you cannot move it in even further, so you have a huge drop, and then this kind of steady line, this is a success as well. So as soon as you add up content, add that, and your algos and all the mechanics behind work and retain the level of the line at the bottom and not decrease it a bit, it's a success. So improving further our algorithms with the AI team to recommend games and having increased the adoption of this line up, seeing the correlation between these two lines, I don't believe that we will have any issue. We don't need to go up again. So this is the target, retain and keep it down.
You have the baseline, you keep it. Thank you.
And let me add on this, without revealing any roadmap items. We made a huge investment, and we'll continue to invest on this. And pretty much we're preparing radical changes in the UX part, in the way that we're serving content to our users. The end goal is not have a lobby, not having the traditional lobby with categories and stuff like that. So I cannot say much. Maybe next year.
Any other question? Okay.
Hello, guys. Thank you for the presentation. I usually learn from my mistakes, and I suppose you do also.
We all
Tell
do.
me the two things that went wrong during that transition, the two things that you think that you failed most and that you would have done differently now that you know what you did. I'm sure there were mistakes. Let's hear the two biggest mistakes in this procedure. Would you do it again exactly like you did it?
Well, as said, we had three pillars, and so we still have three pillars: engineering, design, and product. Everything was discussed transparently in a forum in order to pretty much understand the problem, narrow down the problem, and then define the priorities and the way that things should start and be, let's say, planned. If I could change something, it would be have more optimized sessions, I would say, and be more. And of course, we became wiser on how we actually handled unplanned items, and we need to reprioritize and align our internal roadmaps. Yeah, I can say that there were a lot of back and forth on this closed, let's say, forum. But apart from that, when we sign off the plan, everything went, focused there.
I will add two things also to George said. So I wish I had the North Star metric, the one that is the target earlier. So in the past, we didn't have it.
It was an outcome of the...
Engineering might have something else. So engineering might have automations. Design might have better user flows. Product might have commercial targets, whatever. So I wish I had the North Star, the common North Star metric and targets earlier.
But this was an outcome of, our discussions and our process. So, yes, if we have a wise guy above us and gave us the specs, okay, it would be great, but...
Thank you. Thank you. Done? Thank you very much.
Thank you.